We're here at the Grand Traverse Pie Company. Coach Kerry Keyton, Tom Crawford here. Coach Keyton and Crawford here on the Crawford Podcasting Network. Corner Hagedorn and Grand River, Grand Traverse Pie Company on a Monday morning after a event-filled weekend for Michigan State and Michigan. We probably won't talk too much about basketball. Michigan State basketball.
Struggling.
Head scratching. Preseason number 4. But there's a lot of compelling stuff going on with Michigan State football. Jonathan Smith. He hired a pretty solid defensive coordinator, Joe Rossi, out at Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Some people, they want Phil Parker, who's at Iowa right now, who's making like 1.4 with the former Spartan secondary guy, as a player, who's a doctor of defense. But what's your take on what's your take right now? How long has he been hired now? How long did Jonathan spend? About 2 weeks? Are we at 2 weeks level or whatever we are
2 weeks now.
Okay. Where are you at with the coaching staff, in particular, Kerry, with Joe Rossi?
You know, we talked yesterday, and then I started doing some more research on him and realized, that he was at Rutgers and he's at Minnesota, and the overall team at Minnesota last year was not very good. Especially
because their offense let their defense down.
Especially offensively. So
2 years ago, they were really good.
As you can see with like Iowa and Michigan State, our defense was not bad last year, but the offense just put us in so many difficult situations. And that's what happened with Minnesota last year. The 2 years prior to that, 21-22, outstanding defense.
Yeah.
Outstanding. So, and he's a young guy. So, hopefully he can be, and then he knows Minnesota up that way. He knows Rutgers because he was there. So there goes some of the recruiting areas that we can tap into.
New Jersey is a plethora of talent. It's not quite Georgia, state of Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, but I'll bet you it's a solid number 6.
They got some good players coming out of Jersey.
In a tight area.
St. Bosco. They got some good players coming out of there. So hopefully that will lead to, moving forward, getting those connections to get those
relationships with high school coaches.
Absolutely. Relationships to get those recruits. So
right. Well, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we're sitting here. I mean, Michigan State. When you get in recruiting, and I talk to a lot of Michigan State people. Because I look, I have a clear mind when it comes to, I don't get caught up in the love goggles, hate goggles. I don't do it. They're concerned about, oh my God, I just went on 24/7 and Michigan State is 101 in recruiting out of 133 teams. Well, this is what happens when you have a transition.
Absolutely.
And now you have the portal. Because when John L. Smith, not Jonathan Smith, John L. Smith, his first year of recruiting, they ended up like 80th. Because they had such, slow start.
Turnover.
You can't, you got early signing period is like December 20th, and you got the February one, and you have 25 kids in the portal, which doesn't necessarily mean they're going to leave, but they're likely going to leave.
Sure.
Right?
Because more than likely, if you put that's the thing, if you put your name in there, then like you said, the coach is assuming you don't want to be there. So
if you're putting your name in there, you're basically offending your team. Indiana's got 26. Michigan State has 25. Ohio State has 16.
16.
Yeah. Michigan has,
including the starting quarterback, which makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah,
to
that
me,
makes no sense.
That's a whole nother story.
Michigan has 0, but in reality, if you're going for a national championship, what guy would be stupid enough to put his name in the portal?
If
you don't do that,
if they lose to Alabama,
you can do that later on.
They lose to Alabama,
then
there's going to be 10 to 12 that probably jump in there immediately.
Maybe not that much, but it depends on the head coaching situation.
Well, that too.
Yeah. There's a lot of issues, a lot of
because
moving parts
there's guys
there.
that are there right now that aren't happy because they're not playing or they're not this or not that.
But they're covering, they're masking it because
they just got a ring.
Yeah,
and I'm getting ready to play.
So there's that element. So. But I think Michigan State's biggest challenge, Kerry, is by spring practice to have 85 kids on scholarship. Or close to.
Okay.
Okay, and that's going to be hard.
It's going to be tough. Now, I think the biggest issue I think we have right now is maintaining and keeping those freshmen and sophomores that we have that are really good players.
Yeah.
You know, the Malik Carrs. And okay.
So Malik Carr went in the portal. What was that about?
I mean, whatever. If you're going to go. I mean, maybe he saw that maybe the new tight end decided to come here, so you know, I don't know.
Do people not want competition?
You know, that's a lot of this youthful kids.
They want
nowadays.
guarantees.
They just want everybody to give me everything, and if it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna go someplace else.
And does NIL monies
We
come
still
into
got
play?
to figure that out.
And that's the other thing, because the NIL money is used as, whether it's legal or not legal within the NCAA framework, as enticement to transfer.
Sure. I mean, like a couple of the kids. I mean, right now, though, I talked to a couple other people. If you're a decent offensive lineman, you can secure the bag pretty. I mean, Spencer Brown went to Oklahoma, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Spencer Brown's probably a great kid. I watch him or whatever. Like,
I didn't like his behavior in the Michigan game.
No, that was not good.
Yeah.
But like Oklahoma, like okay, you get ready to go to the SEC now.
Yeah.
Like
Big boy football.
You were getting kind of roughed up in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Now
you're not going to the Big 12. You're going to the SEC.
Going to SEC. The young kid, not Baldwin, but the kid we got from Arizona State.
Yeah.
He didn't even start. He got off, going to Arkansas. Like he didn't even play at Michigan State.
Right.
And then Deion, he must have opened up the ATM again because he got a whole bunch of offensive linemen out there that committed to Colorado now. But that I think we as a Michigan State, we have to really concentrate on keeping what we have there.
So you got to recruit, you have to retain, and you have to work the portal.
He's working. He's working.
I mean, this dude Jonathan Smith must be working his ass off.
He has no free time
right now.
He probably hasn't seen his wife. He ain't got no time to see his wife right now.
Or she's probably back. The family's back in Corvallis.
We got to figure that because he's got to get this. He's got to get this portal and get in there. I mean, like I said, he gets the quarterback, and that tight end was on campus this weekend, so they could get those two.
The thing of it is, one thing Michigan
forward.
State has is opportunity to participate. I mean, a quarterback should be licking their chops to come to Michigan. There's nobody there.
And offensive line.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, if you're any good, you come in and start right now.
Yep.
So, but definitely the skill, wide receiver.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
It's wide open.
Sell Michigan State. Coach Kerry Keyton, Tom Crawford here at Grand Traverse Pie Company. Sell Michigan State to a recruit right now. At any position. What are you selling? What's your sizzle right now?
Oh, I'm selling our new facilities. I'm selling our campus. I'm selling our environment. If just like any other thing, as we talked yesterday, everybody loves a winner.
Yeah.
If you put a winning product on the field, they're gonna love you to death.
Yeah.
So
it's like Blake Corum's toy drive.
Absolutely.
And Blake is an amazing kid, and so he gives all. There's like 20,000 toys out there at Somerset Mall, and the lines people couldn't even get to see the players.
Right.
Now that's a 13-0 team.
Absolutely.
If it's a 7-5 team or whatever, it doesn't work that way.
You
have to leverage.
Absolutely. But that's a great thing about it. So now a lot of people are going to benefit.
Right.
Because of his generosity.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the other people's generosity for showing up. And like I said, everybody wants to be around a winner.
Yeah.
So let me rub the elbows with the the wolf.
You want to associate yourself with a winner. That's
a big
human
thing.
nature, and that's why fans are fanatics.
There's a lot of truth in that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the but you got beautiful campus, great education, great weather. Probably 3/4 of your season. Now you're gonna get to go play some games on the West Coast.
Well, you got
too.
indoor facilities, so your spring ball's indoors. Football's a weird sport. It's in the Midwest. It starts out in extreme heat.
Extreme.
Okay, you got that. And then it ends in freezing cold.
Bitter cold. But
It's a very unique sport.
You got all you have every amenity that you could want. Great support staff, help you graduate. Claire Smith Center. Now we're building a brand new. I mean, you're not gonna want for anything.
No.
Now, like I said, we got to figure out this NIL stuff because that's the nature of the beast right now.
And so,
you got to be able.
Do you have a different, as a former player, Kerry played for George Perlis the latter part of the '80s, Michigan State. So, do you have a different feel for college football with the portal and the NIL in terms of a negative feel? Like a lot of people, oh, I'm so tired. It's the old cliche. This NIL stuff. I'm really getting to blah blah blah, disinterested in college football, blah blah blah. Okay, where are you at with it?
I understand it, and I am not going to ever hate on someone that can put some money in their pocket.
Should players be paid?
I think the NCAA messed it up by not getting out ahead of it when they knew they were going to lose in the first place. But I think it should be capped at, say, no one should be able to get more than, say, $10,000 a month.
Okay.
Now, if you go and you're the quarterback and you're doing great and the Grand Traverse Pie Company wants to give you $1,000 a month and you do 3 or 4
unlimited
commercials
pies
for them,
yeah,
I got no problem with that.
right.
But as far as just getting money just to play, because like I said, there's guys out there now that are getting paid that didn't even play this year.
But I don't understand. I mean, you hear this stuff, and so much stuff is unsubstantiated. You know what I mean? Oh, this guy's making blah blah blah. Oh, Michigan State's highest paid guy is like $200,000, no more than that. Blah blah blah. You hear all this stuff, okay? So you really don't know.
And
you don't really
and that's
know.
when it has to be figured out how to be regulated somehow. Because one, it's not sustainable. You just can't just keep throwing like the Marvin Harrison, 24-25 million to stay and play.
Okay. Let me. Okay, that's
Is
not
that
substantiated,
real?
right?
What I'm saying, is that real? Is that?
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't even have to go to the NFL.
No. So that's what I'm saying. It has to get figured out because it's going to really be the haves and the have-nots to the point where, like, now I'm talking about Florida State and somebody else coming to Big Ten. I mean, it's going to be 2 conferences and that's it.
Yeah.
It's going to be SEC, the Big Ten, and everybody else trying to get the crumbs. And then,
I thought the ACC might hang in there. I don't know.
If they lose Clemson and Florida State, or Miami and Florida State, or
well, you got just 2 leagues.
left?
I mean, there's 68 teams in FBS Power 5 conference, so the higher level. And then there's Group of 5,
the halves
of Division 1 FBS. Okay, then you got the MAC and the Sun Belt. That's the other,
Midwest,
60 something. 64, 65, 60. So the top 68. You'd have to account for that top 68. You'd have to have 30-member leagues, and I don't think that's going to happen with the SEC and the Big Ten. I think it's going to be 3 leagues. I think it's going to be the Big Ten, the SEC, and some derivative of the ACC.
It's probably going to end up being the Big 12.
Or Big 12. What am I saying? Big 12. Yeah, the Big 12. Yeah. So Big 12. What am I thinking?
The
Big
ACC's
12.
getting ready to go.
So it's three leagues, in my estimation, in college football within the next 2 years.
Or it could be the Big Ten is right now. The Big 2, SEC and Big Ten, with say 20 teams each.
Yeah, I think it's going to cap at 20.
And then you take the ACC and the Big 12 and you put everybody else.
So
in
then
there
you got basically
middle it
20 other
whatever,
teams. Yeah,
with 16 each or something like that, and call it a day.
Yeah, I think that that's the way it's going to be.
But the big dogs, SEC and Big Ten. I mean, the Big Ten runs everything. I mean, SEC can say what they want to say. The money's in the Big Ten
because of the TV market.
They got the money.
Yeah, when you get those markets the way they got right now. So
and now you're tapping into the West Coast market. Big Ten's going to be unstoppable.
Right. It's going to be interesting moving forward, but so when you look at the future of college football at the group like the MAC and the Sun Belt, I mean, are they going to be in another league? Are they going to be in a lesser division? I mean, how's that going to play out? I mean, they're not going to be able to vie for the national championship.
No,
playoff.
but those would just be like
They'll be kind of like it is right now.
Like it is right now, and then they'll have those bowl games.
They'll have their one token representative.
Which I love. You know, I'm a ball guy. I don't care about no CFP.
He doesn't care if there's stadiums with less than 3,000 people.
I want to watch.
He watches it. He's Kerry Keyton.
I love the action. I'm watching off because those it's like a friend of mine said, I played football because I love playing football and I did it for free. Probably should have got paid, but I didn't. Whatever, that's a different story. But I love playing football. The guys you watch now, there's so much other stuff. I don't really know how much they really love playing football because there's so much movement, there's so much, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. I'm like, and that's what I think, Jonathan Smith, what we need to go find football players. We talked about this before. They always talk about all them analytics. Hey man, can he play football or not? The Luke Kuechly's of the world. Give me those guys.
Right.
They just go play football. You run a 4.3, but you get a 4.3 and then you get there, you ain't tackling nobody. Well, what's the point? Or you run a 4.29, but you can't catch. Okay, we dropped the ball. Well, what's the point? We need football players.
Well, and also another element which did work for Mark D'Antoni, and it's worked for other schools. He needs to get a few guys that bleed green and white, that want to play for Michigan State.
Right. Do you want to be here?
That regardless of the situation.
If you're getting anything, and the young fella, 97, I can't forget his name, the defensive tackle. He's one of those.
Cal Halliday is another kid. Okay, he told me at Big Ten Media Days, I don't care what's. This is where I want to be. I would not want to be.
Exactly.
He said that because we talk about these topics about the portal. Literally had a one-on-one with this kid.
Maverick, I think his name is Maverick. 97.
Yeah, I know. But so you can build on one guy like that.
Absolutely.
As your leader.
Do you want to be here?
Yeah.
If you don't want to be, then just leave.
Yeah.
Because if you're not here for the right reason, which is football and getting an education, you're, regardless, and that's why I think the initial NIL where HBO, everybody was getting you're getting $6,000. I mean, you're giving me what?
But that money got pulled because there's a conflict of interest. Because he's in the.
Say it is, but is it really?
I don't know why where they learned it.
That has nothing to do with I think it was more. I think it was more with the fact that got that $95 million contract and our money getting stretched and we're not happy.
Right. Right.
So, but that's that's two different stories.
Yeah.
But again, they have to fix this because you're not going to get people without some NIL money. You got to have some.
Yeah, you got to be a realist.
You don't have to have, like I said, the Miami corporate, just throwing money at people, or Ohio State, where people, again, what's the word?
Substantiated.
25 million. Just
I gotta look that up. I gotta research that.
Like my goodness, take out an insurance policy and blah blah blah. Which, hey, again, if they gonna give it to me, I'm not mad at you, Marvin Harris. To stay in college and get your $24 million.
Maserati. Marv will get a lot of Maseratis.
But we said his brother's even better.
Gus Johnson. We're talking about that. What's that?
He said his brother's even better.
Yeah,
that's scary. So.
Anyway, he's Coach Kerry Keyton. I'm Tom Crawford here at Grand Traverse Pie Company. The name of the podcast, Coach Keyton Crawford, every week. And we'll talk to you next week. And my God, every week there's a new news bag to talk about. We got more to talk about, and he brings it real, and I try to follow his path in that regard. So see you next time.
Go green.
Go blue.